The book of knowledge.
Okay.
The forbidden knowledge.
The Bible, right.
That's what we call it.
Look, the Bible ain't forbidden. It's for you. It's for us right here. Read that.
When I say forbidden, I mean the truth, the knowledge that was hidden from the black eye.
Hold that thought. I want you to hold that word truth and see it in your head, because I'm going to show you something when it comes to that truth. Come on up, sir. How you doing today? Good. How you doing? All right, so what we doing out here, sir, right now, we out here teaching our people who they are according to the Bible. So I see you've been around a good little while, so you probably read the Bible a couple times, and you know some stuff about the Bible. All right, so have you ever heard about slavery or any curses inside of the Bible that our people went through? So what are some things that our people go through? And I want to be able to show you this in the Bible, because you've been around, you've seen these things before, right? So you know exactly what's going on. You see the status of our communities. You was probably there when our people stood up and we took care of our families and did those things. So how did we fall so far? The other coast. Right. But what if I could show you? we can say those things, right, because we know those things to be the truth. But what if I could tell you that our fall was actually prophesied in the Bible, the things that was going to happen to us? Go to Deuteronomy 28:15. Watch this, sir. How you doing? My name is Joshua. What's your name, sir? Mr. Bob. All right, come on around, Mr. Bob. I'm glad we got you out here today, Mr. Bob. Read that for me. Read this for Mr. Bob. Read so you can hear.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. Read. But it shall come to pass that thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So Moses took the children of Israel out of Egypt. Remember that story, right? So he took the children of Israel out of Egypt. He gave us the law, statutes, and commandments of God. So when he did that, Moses said, hey, if you don't do what God tell you to do, these are the things that's going to happen to us. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day.
So the Lord gave us laws, statutes, commandments that we must keep. Moses gave those laws, statutes, commandments through the Most High God to them, right? To us, the Israelites. Read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So Mr. Bob, let me ask you a question. Is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? He said it's a good thing or a bad thing, a curse. So if I cursed you out, or I said, Mr. Bob, you remember Color Purple, when he said nothing will come to you until you do, that's a curse. She put a curse on us, so a curse ain't a good thing, right? So he said all these curses are going to come upon this. So we look around Charlotte, North Carolina, we can go anywhere, we can see these curses that are our people. So let's get some of these curses. Read verse 16.
Cursed shall thou be in the city.
So he says, cursed shall thou be in the city. So you look at our neighborhoods. Just look up here. We came out here before and we cleaned up this area right behind us. Look at the city. Look at those homes here. Look at this store right here. We don't own any stores. He said, cursed shall thou be in the city. So we're gonna live in the worst neighborhoods. We're gonna live up under the worst conditions, and we're gonna be put into some of the worst things that could ever possibly imagine to people. Read.
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
So it says, cursed shall thou be in the field. And Mr. Bob, now you're a little older than myself, so you probably had grandparents or great-grandparents or their grandparents who were probably in slavery. And if they wasn't in slavery, they probably grew up during the sharecropping time, or they probably grew up picking blueberries. My father, he's in this truth as well, but my father, he grew up picking blueberries and tobacco back in New Bern, North Carolina. So these are the things that have happened to us. Can you agree to that, Mr. Bob? Right, so, and we read in 28:15, it says we are going to do these things if we don't keep God's law, statutes, and commandments, right? So you see these things. So how can we begin, Mr. Bob, we're going to go through some more of the curses, but I want to ask you a question, I want to dialogue with you since I got you up here. How can we begin to fix our communities? What's the cornerstone of maybe fixing our communities? Sticking together. Give me Zephaniah 2:1. So yeah, I love that. I love that, sticking together. But sticking together how? What should we stick together up under? In the right way. You speaking my language, Mr. Bob. So watch this. Go to Zephaniah 2:1. Watch what the Bible says, Mr. Bob. You said you believe in the Bible, right? Read.
Zephaniah 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Right, so the Bible said, you were right. The Bible does say, gather yourselves together. Read.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
So the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we're not a nation that's desired. They don't love us. Now, they love our culture. They love the things we do. They love the way we shoot a basketball. They love the way we throw a football. They love the way our sisters dress out of order and twerking all these evil things. You've seen sisters grow up and wear dresses and things like that. Read it again.
Gather yourselves together.
Okay.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
It says, O nation not desired. But we got to come back together up under God's laws, statutes, and commandments. And we keep these laws in this Bible, a lot of the issue we will see, they will eradicate. They will fall away. Go to Hebrews. Come on up here, my brother, right here. What's your name? Come on up, man. We just over here dealing. What's your name, boss man? What's your name, boss man? Huh? Aaron. You got a mighty name. Aaron's right here in the Bible, right? Aaron is right here in the Bible. So I got Mr. Bob and I got Mr. Aaron right here. So Aaron, what we doing right now? Go back to Deuteronomy 28 because I want to walk him back up where we were. So I was showing Mr. Bob how our people went into captivity, how we went into slavery because we didn't keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Read Deuteronomy 28:15 again, and I'm gonna get a little deeper with these.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So Aaron, the Lord said, well, Moses said, if you don't keep my laws, statutes, and commandments, these are the things that's going to happen to us. We're going to find out what these curses are. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
So we had to observe and to do all God's commandments. You go to any church, you go to church? You go to church sometimes? Easter Sunday. So we find our way to church on them days. What about you, Mr. Bob? You go to church? So I can humbly say that you're not learning the law, statutes, and commandments in your church. You ain't learning them things. The pastor, though, you ain't even keeping the Sabbath day on Sunday, right? So you're not learning these things. Read it again what Moses said.
But it shall come to pass, if thou not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So Aaron, what's a curse? Is a curse a good thing or a bad thing, Aaron? Oh, there's no right or wrong answers. We're going to deal. Whatever you say, we're going to deal. I'm going to show you. We're going to come right out of the Bible. So what you think it is? It's a bad thing, right? So if somebody cursed you out, or I'm going to curse you, hey, you're not going to prosper until you do this, or they put a hex on you, right? That's a curse. So these are the things that happen to our people in captivity. So are y'all familiar with slavery, and how did we get over here in America? And we got over here by boat. Go to 2868. So can you agree to that too? That we came over here by boat. So the Bible is not a fairy tale book. It's not something you look and you read. Well, some of us, you can read it for entertainment to learn different things, but the Bible is a book of prophecy. Right. This is a Bible of history. This is our history book.
That's right. Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee again into Egypt.
So it says the Lord's going to bring you again into Egypt. Give me that Exodus 22 so I'm sure what Egypt means. So when we was in Egypt the first time, how did we get out? How did Moses bring out? When he's part of the Red Sea, how did he bring us out? We walked out, right? So we walked out, right? But watch what Egypt means that we're gonna show you. That he said you ain't gonna be able to walk back into Egypt. You're gonna get there on another mode of transportation. Read.
Exodus 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Emphasize that. Make sure you emphasize that right there. Read it.
Out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So what does Egypt mean? We just read it. What does Egypt mean? It's a synonym. It means something, huh? Well, you said that people read it again for. I want them to hear. Read it again.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Right. So out of the house of bondage. So what does Egypt mean? The captivity. It means slavery. It means bondage. So the Lord said, I'm going to send you into bondage, slavery, or captivity again. Go back to 28:68 so we can get the whole point. You already back at all praises. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With ships. So how did we get over here? Watch this. Look, come on. Y'all come on over here. Look at this right here. This is the one I want right here. Yep. So here you should be able to see. You should be able to see some slave ships down here. And here you got the slave. You got the slave trade and the route that they went. You see all these things right here. So this is the things that happen to us people. So is the Bible a true book? The Bible got to be a true book, right? Because you see these things right here. That's all day, right? That's all day. But the point was in 15, how did we come over here in slave ships? Why did we come over here in slave ships? That might be a better question. Why did we come over here in slave ships? That's what they said, but go back to 28 and 15. Cause look, I want to make a point. I'm trying to connect the dots for you. Why we came over here? Because you said it's the white man or the man that's bringing us down. Which is he's oppressing us, but he's just a sword. He's a vessel to do the Lord's work. He said, if you break my law, statutes, and commandments, I'm gonna send your tails right back into slavery. Read again.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So coming over here in slave ships was a curse. It wasn't nothing nice. It wasn't nothing fruitful. Anything that we had to go through to get over here. Our people were stacked on top of each other. They were using the bathroom on each other. You had women on the ships having babies. They was going through their cycles on each other. That is nothing good about those things. Right. So, but we in America, we'll uphold this country like it's the best thing that ever happened to us.
Sister J here believes that the white man wrote that book.
You believe the white man wrote the book?
Of course I do.
Oh man, if I could show you that all the prophets, I'm still dealing with you. If I could show you that all the prophets in the Bible were black men, well, that started kind of conviction. Because what we have done, go to Hosea 3 and 4 first. Because what has happened is they give you this image, or they tell you that the Bible is written by a white man, but it's not. That all the prophets are written by black people. All the prophets in the Bible are black men. Watch this. Go to Job. I want Job 30 and 30. Have you ever read the book of Job? Okay, now watch what Job said about himself, sis. I'm going to show you something. Then I'm going to deal with you a little bit. And I want y'all to hear too, because y'all got to see it too. It's good to see yourself. I said Job 30 and 30, right? I wanted Hosea 3 and 4. We're going to start with Job 30 and 30. But it's good to see yourself in the book, because we don't have an image. Our image can't be LeBron James. It can't be Kobe Bryant. It can't be Justin Timberlake or all these other white. It has to be the black men in the Bible. Read that for the sis.
Job 30, verse 30. My skin is black.
He said his skin is what?
Black.
My skin is what?
Black upon me. And my burns are burned with heat.
He said, so Job, the prophet, he said that his skin is black. Go to Song of Solomon 1 and 5, and I want you to hold 1 Kings 4 and 29. So I got to show you this. I got to show you this stuff. Our people who wrote the book, the greatest people that ever walked the face of the earth, look like you and I. And the greatest people who ever walked this earth wrote this Bible here through the inspiration of the Most High God. So go to Song of Solomon 1 and 5. You hold on 1 Kings. I want you to go to 1 Kings 29 after you read this. So I want to show you something. Not only was Solomon black, he was a wise king, but I'm going to show you that in the Bible, right? Read that.
Song of Solomon 1 verse 5. I am black.
So Solomon said he is black, but what?
But comely.
You ever heard the saying, sister, black and beautiful?
Yeah.
My dark skin is beautiful. Everything about me is lovely. That's what Solomon is saying right here. Read it again.
I am black, but comely.
He said, I am black but comely. I'm black and beautiful. Now let's see. Now it's one thing to know that these prophets are black in the Bible, but let's see some of the things that they did. Our people, smart, wise. We did everything. We don't have to play ball. We don't have to play football. We can go be teachers. We can be doctors, and we can be lawyers. We can do anything that we want to do.
Bring it out.
Go to that. Go to 1 Kings 4 and 29. I want to show sister something.
Because we was the real creators. We actually created a lot of stuff, but of course, white people is going to whitewash it and make it seem like that they was the true creators.
Right.
but
So
we were.
right, sister. You say your name was again? What was
Jay.
Miss J. So if you said that they could take our history, or they could take the things that we made and whitewash it, what makes you think they can't whitewash the Bible?
Thank you.
Come on, so we dealing, but they whitewashed it. But that's just because they planted a thought in your head. But that ain't what the Bible says. Watch what Solomon said. What color was Solomon?
Solomon was black.
Oh, Solomon was black. But watch what Solomon did. Read.
1 Kings 4 verse 29. And God gave Solomon wisdom.
So God gave wisdom to Solomon. Solomon has his wisdom that came from God. Read. Remember, he's a black man. Read on.
And understanding. Exceeding much. And largeness of heart. Even as sand that is on the seashore.
Right. So Solomon had wisdom that spanned farther than any greatest seashore. It exceeded farther than the Pacific Ocean, than the Atlantic Ocean.
And that's because God gave him wisdom and knowledge. You got to have knowledge to speak wisdom.
There you go. You right on point. Right. Keep reading.
And Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country. And all the wisdom of Egypt.
So Solomon's knowledge, his wisdom, exceeded far more than any nation, any country that he was dealing with.
Did he say Egypt?
Yeah, it did say Egypt.
Of course, because Jesus, aka his name was Yahshua, and Yahshua did go to the mystery school of thought. God had taught Yahshua. Yahshua's name was actually Jesus.
Well, yeah, we can say that. Sometimes that we have, go to Zephaniah 3 now. I'm going to show sister something real quick. So, yeah, so sometimes you have different pronunciations of his name, right? So some people say Jesus, some people say Yahshua, Yahweh Shai. So you may say these things. But Zephaniah 3 and 9 says we don't have a true language. So right now, what we have right now is what we're going to call him right now. Until he comes down in that sky, then he's going to give us his brand new name. Watch this.
Zephaniah 3, verse 9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language.
He said, so then, so not right now. So future prophecy, when it comes, he's going to turn to us a pure language. So whatever Christ's name or Jesus, Yahshua, whatever his true name is in that language, guess what? We're going to be calling him that name. Read on.
That they may all call upon the name of the Lord, to serve him with one consent.
So in that day, we all gonna call on the name of the Lord. We all gonna call on his true name, that true God-giving name that he gave us to call him. So we just wait on that time. So you said that you believe that the Bible has been I want 1 Maccabees 3 and I want verse 48. Let me show you how some of the ways that they have started to whitewash the Bible. Trying to anyway. But God gonna knock all that down. Because the prophets here are back on this earth today. So these men you see out here in purple, these men have woke up, they found out the truth. They started keeping the law, statutes, commandments. They got their house in order, so now they out here to teach. Read that for 1 Maccabees 3 and 48. Because what happens in the Apocrypha, they took out a big history. They took out the Greek captivity. They took that out. Yeah, they took that out of the Bible. But guess what? The Lord said, I'm going to give you those books back. And you're going to go out here and you're going to teach those books. What's your name? You said Janae, right? Jay. Miss J. You're going to go out here and you're going to teach this Apocrypha. You're going to teach that to Miss J. Read that in 1 Maccabees 3:48. I want to show us something. Go ahead.
1 Maccabees 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law.
So it says, lay open the book of the law. The Bible is the book of the law. So they laid that book open. Read. What happened?
Wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
He says, so the heathen sought to paint the likeness of their images. So their images. Is there any more left on that?
They got one of the images right there.
They got one of the images
Of
right
course,
here.
that's the beast.
That's the beast. Okay, so you said the Bible was written by white men, but what if I could show you that the Messiah in the Bible is a black man?
Of course, God was a black man.
Oh, right,
so
and guess
they
what?
want to brainwash you thinking that he's a white man.
She want to know too.
And the white man was actually who they think
So
that's God.
Okay, so let's go to that. Let's get the true biblical depiction of how our Christ looked like. Let's see that. Go to Revelation 1 and 1 first, and we're gonna jump down to 14.
He said he had what, wool hair?
We gonna bring it to you. So let me show you something, sis, because you dealing. I can tell you intellectual, you smart. You got I see. So you dealing. So everything that I have showed you, I try to show you. Where have I been coming from?
You've been coming from the past.
I've been coming from what?
Knowledge. The book of knowledge.
Okay.
The forbidden knowledge.
The Bible, right.
That's what we call forbidden
Look, the
knowledge.
Bible ain't forbidden. It's for you. It's for us right here. Read that.
When I say forbidden, I mean the truth, the knowledge that was hidden from the black eye.
Hold that thought. I want you to hold that word truth and see it in your head, because I'm going to show you something when it comes to that truth. I want to show you something. You dealing right now, sis. I like the way you dealing. Read that.
Revelation 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So the revelation, the root word of revelation is reveal. So this is the revealing of Jesus Christ. So we getting ready to cast down this mess right here. I don't never want to see this again. We gonna show you something, sis. Read on. Go jump to verse 14. You good?
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So remember, this is the revelation, the revealing of Jesus Christ. He said his head and his hairs were white like wool. What people on this world today got woolly hair?
Black.
Black people, right?
Of course.
Sister Anaya, what people on this earth got woolly hair? Look at your hair. Pull it. Touch it. Touch it. What is that woolly? Is it straight? No, it's not straight like a dog hair. That's woolly hair. Read on.
Were white as snow.
Yeah.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
So his eyes were as a flame of fire, because Christ drank a little bit. He drank a little wine. He drank it in moderation. Ain't nothing wrong with drinking a little wine in moderation, right?
But not only that, but black people we are the ones that can have different eye colors, just like a white person.
Okay, come on. You preaching right now. Read on.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
So everybody, right here, what's the color of brass?
Brown. Golden. Chopper.
What's the color of brass? Okay. All right, good. So let me read through real quick. Go ahead. Start from the 15 again.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in the furnace.
So if you burn anything, what color does it turn?
It's going to turn brown to black.
It's going to turn black, right? So Christ had to be what?
Black.
What is a nation?
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. Destroy!